welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode number 199. Yes, I realize, though, the fact that very next episode is 200, but yes, I'm discussing the last 6 episodes discussed for now, because I'm officially going on break from the series to work on One Piece. Well, the recent dub episodes, that is, and then I'll come back to this one to finish the last 25 episodes of the series. And the first episode to come back will be a 200th episode, which makes it, out of all the series I have ever done for my channel, this will be the 4th series to hit 200. I'd probably say, as of right now, I'd say probably the 5th one is probably going to be case closed. Yes, I'd say it's probably going to be case closed. I'd say the 6th one's probably going to be Black Clover, and 7th is probably going to be My Hero Academia. Presumably, yes. But in the case of 300, Barge will be the first one to reach that. Yeah, Barge in One Piece. This one probably won't be reaching it for quite a while. So here we're discussing episodes 25 to 30 of Changeman. Yes. Now, the reason why I decided to stop at 30, because this is a 55 episode series. And if I had stopped at my normal stoppage, which is like, when I take my break, usually like 25, or like maybe sometimes 26, some series, like 1 or 2 series, like that. The only reason why I stopped at 30, there's a really good reason why. The reason is it's a very lengthy series, and I figured though 30 seems like a good place to stop. Not the first series I've done, basically, where I've stopped at 30. I've actually done, I think it was a couple Kamen Rider series I've stopped at 30. Yes, it was V3 and Skyrider. These two I stopped at 30 episodes. Now, in the case of Super Sentai, this actually is the first one to stop at 30. Yes, the very first one. In these 6 episodes, 25, which is... Now, here's the titles for these 6 episodes. We have Sing with a Great Voice, Mai's 20-year-old First Love, Gator's Dream, A Parent and Child, The Cursed Crayon, Protect the Flower, Phantom Butterfly, and Run Pegasus. Sing with a Great Voice. The plan for the Goma, using singing to basically cause a lot of destruction. And of course, the weakness of the monster is someone who's tone deaf. And apparently this kid really wants to become a singer, despite he's actually tone deaf. And it turns out that Pegasus himself actually is tone deaf too. And at one point, people would stop singing. Like, all music programs were canceled because of the fact that if anybody sings, they would be amplified by Gator and the monster of the episode to cause a lot of destruction. So eventually, of course, the guy is defeated by the end of the episode. But it definitely was an interesting idea. One of like a couple ideas where a kid gets involved with the plot of the story. This actually has happened a couple more times in these episodes. This also happened with The Cursed Crayon and Protect the Flower, Phantom Butterfly. These 3 all about children getting involved. Cursed Crayon is basically, mostly put, the thing about this one is that the whole plan is use drawings to hurt people. Yes, that is the whole point of this. And this little girl is given these crayons, or actually crystals, to basically go into this. And interesting though that the dragon, he basically is also the central focus ranger of this episode. But definitely is a good character point for him and the girl. But it's all about drawing. At one point she gives it up. Eventually he convinces her basically to get back into it. Absolutely really good episode. Phantom Butterfly, not unlike the other two, unlike the first one, unlike 25 and 28. This one, 29, this one, well, the kid becomes a little bit involved with the story, but it's not a big driving force. The whole thing with this one is basically Amos, where she is basically trying to... Well, actually, it's a space pirate. Yes, a space pirate. Not a beast warrior. A space pirate is in love with Amos and wants to marry her. And like, he gives some jewelry. She's like, I'm not in the jewelry. Give me the golden butterfly. And the thing apparently grants eternal life. Well, at least eternal youth anyways. And pretty much immortality. And they do find in the episode, apparently the eternal butterfly is not like one butterfly. It's a series of these gold yellow butterflies. And apparently this boy is somewhat involved in the story. It's not like heavy involvement like the other two were. It's like he's there, he supports her a little bit. Apparently he's a protector of the shrine, which, okay, fine. It's an okay episode. I'd say of the three here, it's kind of weak. In the case of 26, this is a Phoenix Folks episode where Mai is jogging and she comes across this couple she's not jealous, and then she comes across this very from her very handsome guy. She basically is falling for after because she's a klutz. Of course, her knee is bleeding just by chipping over a rock. That just happily the sidewalk. I'm like, where the heck did that come from? So of course, he somehow knows about aliens and knows what species are. And turns out he works for the Earth Defense Force, the American branch. And found out that the planet, this alien planet, is affected by an epidemic. Not a pandemic, an epidemic. And he volunteers to go to the planet itself. Mai wants to go, but he tells her that she needs to stay on Earth because they need all the Changemen to be all the Gorma. Okay, fine. And here's the strange thing. We have to feed the monster the episode. We're trying to get the information. Apparently, the planet master, he was responsible for sending the monster to basically wreck that planet. Now, and by the way, they attached his shuttle to transform to that planet via shuttle base, which apparently is probably the second carrier ship I've seen. The carrier ship actually go to space. Because the first one obviously was one from Bioman. The one coming after this one, Flashman, that originally came from space. Yep. So it goes off, and he's never seen it again. But it was definitely an interesting idea for that one. But 27 is a good character piece for Gator, where it's revealed that he has a family. Yes, he has a wife and son. His son looks exactly like him. His wife, same size, except different skin color. Of course, at first I thought this was Gator when the Changeman met her, and nope, this is not Gator. It's actually his wife. Yeah, and apparently his son has no idea he works for an evil person like the Planet Master. Yeah, no idea about that. But a very interesting idea, this one. I do like it. I thought it was a really good episode. And it does play a small role leading toward... It's just another episode that lays the groundwork for the endgame part of the series. 30. Once again, focus on Pegasus, where he meets a horse also called Pegasus. Yep, also called Pegasus. Apparently it's wounded. He helps the horse get better. Takes great care of, and the plot of this one for the Gorma is to use his magnetic field to destabilize machines. And Pegasus itself basically gets involved with the events. Yes, this old horse. And look at this horse. It doesn't look that old. And it says, oh yeah, we're going to kill it because it's wounded. Like, seriously? Like, I have no idea how this horse is. And they say, oh, this horse is extremely old. Like, I'm not sure how. Why? Because the fur is white. I am no expert when it comes to horses, so I can't really tell if this is a really old horse or not. But it seems like a pretty stable horse to me. They were right around, no problem. At basically recovered from a leg wound. Yes, a leg wound. So, I have ridden horses before, so... But the thing is, I can't exactly gallop the thing very fast. Basically, when I try to get the gallop, it gallops a little bit and then it stops. A lot of the time, horses are basically, I've done horseback riding. It does that. The biggest problem with horses is that you have to basically, they get on them. You can't exactly, like the way you hear, you can't exactly just, a lot of the time, just hop on a horse just like that. You have to almost literally climb on a horse. Sometimes I've gone horseback riding, I basically had to use a ladder to get on top of a horse. It's not because I'm chubby, it's very difficult to get on top of a horse. That's the honest truth when it comes to riding a horse. It is very difficult. Okay? Yeah. I've done it a few times, so... And one time I did, we actually traveled like a little bit distance into like a trail. We were on a trail for like an hour. Ish, and then we turn around and head back. You have to get up a little bit. I mean, it's comfortable. It sometimes basically it might hurt your legs a little bit. It's not exactly hurt your legs. It's sitting on thing for a while. I mean, it mostly the biggest problem of riding a horse is that it might hurt your rear end after a while. That is mostly the problem with riding a horse. It hurts your rear end. Was it hurt worse than riding a car? Riding a car is fine because you're riding on a cushion. Here you're basically riding on, and basically you see some movies where they put like a saddle on and that's it. Not necessarily. You have to put sort of a blanket on first, then you put the saddle on. Because those saddles probably can also hurt the horse's backs. That's mostly basically the reason for it. And of course you have to strap them on, and of course put the thing on, and of course they do whatever. And then of course the horse itself gets involved in the plot. Yes, the first time an animal is involved with the plot of an episode. Yes, so Pegasus gives his medallion to Pegasus. It's the horse Pegasus anyways. No, he's not a literal Pegasus, but he has wings. So the moves are very slow when they're morphed up. So eventually, of course, thanks to using his power, he indirectly summons the horse, which is probably the first series I can think of where use horses basically to have a ranger ride on them. The only other series I've seen like this is Gigaman. And they didn't have motorcycles, they ride on horses a lot of the time. Yeah, this is only just a standalone episode with a horse. And eventually the horse does sacrifice itself to basically save the planet, which, first time I've ever seen this. Basically, we have an animal who saves the day. Yeah, basically, this horse picks up an explosive with his mouth and carries it right to the device it's supposed to explode and explodes. Oh yeah, by the way, the commander basically, oh yeah, you're basically face that with this one. And because this was a failure, he gets shocked and he's told by his planet master, don't show me your face around me ever again. He probably will. But yeah, really good 6 episodes. And like I said, I'm on break. Yep. Though, basically, in my next video, we'll be talking about the newest episode of One Piece. I will be discussing the dub episodes of One Piece probably tomorrow. I don't know if I will get a chance to work on it tomorrow. I'm not sure. But next video, we'll be working on One Piece. And I'm hoping to work on the Air 3, which is basically, let's see, there is Don't Toy Miss Nagaro, Case Close, and Baruto. If I could get them done, it's possible. But next one's going to be One Piece. Okay, next video. Bye.